Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at DocSimmons17. Tonight, I've got the regular crew with me. I'll give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social medias at Z Hendricks Brand. And of course, if you like us together, them out of town shooters, Mama's Favorites Country Air, you can look us up on Facebook and Instagram at Country Air Official, or go to Twitter for Country Air Brand. And I'll pass it out to the Singer Official.
Guys, I'm Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the ref brand, and Waffles Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. I posted the waffles I had yesterday. Some good old homemade chicken and waffles.
Looked like a good batch, I must say.
Yes. We have ourselves a very lovely Belgian waffle maker. Like in my house, the standard order is 2 waffles. So 2 waffles and a fried chicken thigh. It was very delicious. Very delicious. How was everybody else's waffle hunt over the weekend?
I didn't hit up the waffles, but I did hit up that chicken. I hit up Cane's.
Yeah.
And could have taken it down with some waffles, but did the next best thing and rock chicken tenders.
Can't go wrong with the Canes. All right. So Perch, why don't you give us a banger of the week we can't go wrong with?
Oh man, this week's banger of the week. This one hits as a little bit of an introspective tune and just a great musician all around. Big fan. And she's been there throughout majority of our lifetime, and someone who I like to kick back and relax and have some smooth jams once in a while. And Alicia Keys, Lesson Learned was the banger of the week right here.
Very good.
Just good soul, good vibe.
Yep. She
really
always
anything.
Makes me feel like I can't sing, and that's okay. But that's how her music makes me feel, that it is okay that I cannot, not saying that she is a bad singer in any way, but she just gets the emotions very right, and as long as I'm hitting those emotions right, it feels pretty good.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's so true. It's good energy, good emotion, and just good era, kind of defines growing up. She was always a great musician. Someone who, I took for granted for many years, and then finally come back to listen to the music. I'm like, dang, she really is good for a reason. The reason those awards.
Like, yeah, all those Grammys were right, weren't they?
Yep. So yeah, much love to Alicia Keys and especially those early 2000s era CDs and everything. And Lesson Learned, I would have to put as a banger. It's a slower jam, but a good one.
Okay, it's going on the playlist, and that's all that matters. Go ahead, check that out. All right, Zach, why don't you let us know what you've been watching this week, brother?
Yeah, I watched. Of course, I watched some AEW today while I was in the gym, doing the treadmill. I was catching up. I was watching some old stuff too. Like I rewatched Top Flight's debut. Been watching more, trying to really find more tag stuff that I've been enjoying. I found on Instagram this wrestler Matt Demarest.
Matt DeMorris, the backyard wrestler.
Yeah. I am very entertained by him and like some of his stuff. And
yeah,
I was looking at it and I was like, it gives you so many ideas. Like he's very creative.
Yeah, whatever your opinion on backyard wrestling is, you got to give that guy some credit. He comes up with some ridiculous shit.
Yeah, and like, I mean, some of this shit, like, looks ridiculous, but it's like, I guess you could definitely use it in a match, and people be like, "Wow, that's really different." So
he went on a little run last summer, and he was doing a lot of that stuff in regular matches on GCW.
On GCW,
I believe it was for GCW he was working.
Nice, yeah, it was very entertaining. Very entertained by this guy right now. Like, there's some things I'm definitely gonna be stealing for future matches. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
And then besides that, I did watch NXT Takeover last night. Did you guys all watch it or no?
I did not. You can go ahead and spoil it. I don't know that I'm going to watch it.
Well, let me make sure Perch is okay with it too.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I would say both matches, both War Games matches, I really liked. One thing I would say I would done different is you could tell the crowd was a little confused because the women's match, the baby faces had the advantage, and it was very like you just tell it was very odd because like usually like the heels are always on top and the baby faces come and make the save. It was just weird to have the baby face on top, but Cora Jade stood out like a star. She did she did that front flip off the top rope, off the cage, broke the table, and then like had a shoulder injury. And like you tell her team was very concerned about it, but like you could just tell like they had big plans for Cora.
Yeah, and good for her. And she's shining in all the moments that they're giving her. So, good shit.
Yeah, definitely entertaining to watch that. The men's war game match, I really enjoyed all that. It's just crazy to see Tony D'Angelo just like knowing like where he was a year ago at doing some seminars with us at POW, killing it there, and now just seeing him in the main event at NXT pay per view, and like I mean his character, I like his character. Love everything about Tony D'Angelo right now, so I really enjoyed the pay per view.
Awesome. Perch, what have you been watching?
Sat down and got to watch that AEW this week and talk about some good fiery competitors. Brian Danielson right away, taking on, is it number 5 from the Dark Order, and going right back to say that one of the DVDs I have from early ROH days, where he's just being himself or an extension of, which is just a pro wrestler and just kind of a dick. As if you're playing him on the basketball court, he's just gonna play lights out. He's not letting up against you. He'll beat you 21-0 if you're not gonna score any points, and try and push you to that limit. So I like seeing Danielson, and I like seeing the matches that he's going, that he's giving week in and week out. And it's kind of overshadowing the champion right now, so it makes me really want to see those two go at it and see what happens. The other one I really enjoyed, and this was a moment where it was just cool to take in as a member of the independent professional wrestling world, as well as a fan of pro wrestling, and just nostalgic. That Lee Moriarty against CM Punk matchup. It's just so cool. So cool that we're in a way of professional wrestling right now where we can get a matchup like that. Growing up in the early 2000s, I'm sure there were a handful of independent guys who had their chances, and it was set up for WWE and squash matches on TV and such. But in 2021, it's a different variation of independent wrestlers getting their opportunities and more platforms to shine. And to see that matchup happen was damn cool. Really enjoyed it. Love where it's at. And good AEW all around.
Hell yeah. Yep. That match was really good. Yep, definitely watch the A-dubs. Watch a couple just random matches. Jun Kasai versus the Humble Marufuji. Always good to watch some Marufuji. Watch a couple more of his matches over the weekend. But yeah, it was a light weekend. I basically was just watching the A-dubs all weekend, catching up on that, catching up on Dark and Elevation with Zach as we rode around, which I'm sure we will get into right now. So Zach, why don't we talk about our weekend, brother?
Yes, sir. We started Friday night off traveling down to Jeffersonville, Indiana, where Paradigm runs. We did not get on the show. We came down doing doing our thing, helping out whatever is needed. They did some TV tapings. Not really going to go too much into detail for that. You have to check them out on IWTV Paradigm. But
I believe they said those episodes will be coming out start coming out around Christmas.
yeah, so they'll start coming around Christmas. Definitely go and check them out. Definitely really good learning experience watching different styles. Seeing how a different style, how you can still get your character over. Fun, great matches. Really enjoyed it. We did talk to the promoter. We will be coming back, but this time, like, hopefully for some ring opportunities. And then what do we do Saturday, Doc?
Saturday we made the trek west over to Mattoon, Illinois for some 0-1 action. We were in a four corners tag match, first fall to a finish against DC Black, JPP and the Prodigy CMC, and Dallas Taylor and Kendall Beck. Kind of a rematch from the last time we were there, just adding in DC Black. Crazy match. That was awesome chant at the end. Unfortunately did not come up with the win again, but it was a real fun match. Great working all those guys. Had some men slapping meat moments in there, was really good and got the crowd hyping into it. So I was very happy though with the weekend. How about you?
Oh, super happy. Got to practice some stuff that I watching clips, telling Doc I had some ideas and actually got to put the ideas to play and have that work out for the match. So that was fun. 0-1's definitely a place I'm enjoying going to, and seems like they're enjoying us because we'll definitely be back in 2022.
Yes, sir. Those 20. I know we didn't. We never put up country airs accepting 2022 bookings. That's also kind of, we started taking 2022 bookings a while ago. But yeah, the bookings and signings are coming. We're very happy. As 2021 comes to an end, 2022 is just looking brighter.
Yes, sir. I want to say, like, I feel like we got a lot of the early months like kind of booked up. So, like, definitely gonna go and like definitely earn the opportunities for the dates we have free, but not upset with where we're at, and we have bigger goals for 2022.
Yep. There's a lot of strategery in our schedule so far. So hopefully that
We're
pays
kind of
off.
learning how to do this the right way.
Huh?
We're kind of learning how to plan it the right way.
Yeah. We're getting there.
It took like 3 years.
Perch, why don't you tell us about your weekend, brother?
Yeah, we kicked things off this weekend in Oshkosh for ACW. Was their 8th anniversary show. Really good time. I had a couple of tag team matches on the night, and the tag team titles, Porn Stash and XTC.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Against Steve and Steve Sawyer and Shane Hills, who are just the ultimate heels. And sure enough, they pulled some heel shenanigans, and they say I missed the tights being pulled, but I don't know. I saw the shoulders down, and they stay the champions. But a great time, very very cool. Cool arena. The Masonic Center is so much fun up in Oshkosh. The place is always rocking, and it certainly was that night, especially winter time too. And there's not much going on outside. It's a fun time to be inside in that Masonic Center, just loud, a cool venue. And then we had the Players Club, Cash and Big Cat against the Disregarded team of Brock Hall, Colin Brooks, and E-Dub was the next one. So the the Players Club ended up winning, so they beat the odds. But a good show, fun time all around. Joey Jett against Kurt Hawkins was the match that that kind of caught my eye that night. All out hardcore, a lot of weaponry used. A good matchup, two good guys going at it. And then we had Freelance Underground on Saturday, which is on IWTV. That was a really fun time as well. I had 4 matches on the night. A new ref that I worked with, he refed back in the early 2000s and then had taken a break, from Indiana as well. Nice guy, Ref Josh. So maybe seeing him more in the coming days or coming shows. The main event of the evening was Kelvin Tankman against O'Shea Edwards. Heavy match, big main event feel. Kelvin Tankman is a beast when he has that title, and a good back and forth. He ended up choking out O'Shea, and that was it. Retains the title. But coming into the match, Tankman took on Pat Monix last month, and it was Monix's farewell. So the crowd was, firmly behind Pat, and didn't like Tankman that night. He was the heel. However, on this night, Tankman's always played it straight. On this night, going up against O'Shea, the crowd was cheering for their champion, which was a cool feeling, cool moment to experience through pro wrestling and the fans and the live action, taking place. It's cool to experience. Just a fun night all around. The tag team titles, Brothers of Funstruction against the Bang Bros, new champions. I took one right to the face for Ruffo, so I missed what happened, but was there to count the 3.
Hey, that's your job. That's your job. 1, 2, 3.
That's what counts. That's what counts at the end of the day, and I'm 29 years old. I still count on my fingers. But yeah, a great show, fun time all the way around. A great weekend. Good to get back to the Midwest wrestling, especially in the winter time. It's very fun.
Yep.
Fun energy at shows.
Yeah, it's definitely a different time around here about this time of year when it starts getting super cold. I was not a fan. Wind was straight disrespectful today.
Straight disrespect. I agree.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's fun. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our discussion for this week. Zach brought up kind of where this idea came from, with NXT happening, NXT TakeOver happening this past weekend, or War Games particularly happening this past weekend. Whether you listen to the rumors or not, or you're just watching the show, it does seem that NXT is changing. You can take it for what it is, but I thought it would be fun to go back and look at just some of our favorite NXT TakeOver moments. I can go first. One I want to talk about would have to be the rivalry that was between American Alpha and the Revival. Those were like some stellar freaking matches. I definitely go back and study those. Luckily, wrestling some of these tag teams lately, they too watch and study FTR, so we've gotten a chance to implement things from those matches into a lot of our matches nowadays. So that's just been freaking awesome. Another thing that's just been a favorite of mine that I think is super underrated is Tyler Breeze in NXT takeovers. Super underrated guy. Like you think about that one with him and Liger or any of the tag matches with him and Fandango. Just always been a star for NXT and always showed out in those big moments, and just crazy to see him gone, but looks like he's just being happy playing video games, so can't be too mad at him. Perch, how about you share some memories you got, brother?
Yeah, you mentioned that rivalry with American Alpha and Revival. That was really that era that I really loved the best. I remember the one in particular was the takeover like Dallas, I think, era. And Finn and Samoa Joe were running hot on that rivalry. That was my fave. KO taking the title from Sami Zayn was sweet, but Finn Balor taking it from KO and then Finn against Samoa Joe, and just the way it accumulated. At that Dallas, I think that's where Finn came up with that chainsaw entrance. Just everything you wanted to see and more. Like, yeah, NXT is in that era. Was that 2016, 2017?
Yep.
It's like that was such a gift, such a present. It's like we didn't have anything else at the time, so it was such a beauty and such a
NXT was that alternative brand at the time.
It was. We had plenty of other stuff. Ring of Honor was great, and other companies great, but NXT was
another alternative.
It was alternative. It was the best guys from around the world. It was Triple H's promotion. My favorite wrestler finally had his own promotion, and it was running on all cylinders. And yeah, when Finn and Joe were in that rivalry, that time Finn caught Joe in the eye and he just busted open bleeding.
Yeah.
They kept
that cage match, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, tons of blood, just tons. Every match they had, something new would come up, and legit didn't know who was gonna win. And Austin Aries at the time too, wrestling in NXT. I loved him as a good NXT wrestler.
Yeah, he was a good short run, but it was a good run, effective run.
And repping Milwaukee, he was a guy that pops, and I would always go. Yeah. And Mom too, we loved him. But yeah, that era was so good, and KO is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and that will go back to the duct tape cutoff shirt that he had, rocking those NXT takeovers and setting the bar. So yeah, I'll miss that era, but who knows? NXT could be around for 30 years, and it's just different variation of it right now.
Yeah. I'm not saying that like the change is bad. I do, I've said before, I like Carmelo Hayes. I like Braun Breaker. I like a lot of I love the Diamond Mine. I like the direction that some things are going. It's definitely a different feel now.
Yeah. And thinking about wrestling in the 80s, WWF is super big. In the 90s, they have that character era, and the new generation, and then they form into a bit of an attitude era. The black and gold NXT was just as good as it gets, the best of the best. Now we're into a bit of a character era, and and you gotta recultivate to generate new people, and I think it's awesome, just a cool cycle. But they'll be able to capture some great moments again.
Oh, I'm sure. Zach, why don't we talk about some of your favorite NXT moments, takeover moments?
One thing I really enjoyed about NXT Takeover, I remember like the first, like every time there was an NXT Takeover when they first started, they always had that like surprise debut in the crowd pop in, and you're all like, it was always like one of those big moments, like when Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle. I always was looking forward to that moment. Like He was gonna pop into the crowd this time.
Yeah.
Was it
is it's Sayuri the last one?
possibly? I remember even like for a minute they had Kota Ibushi in there, and like
Yep.
that was always like a cool thing. I remember Adam Cole's debut. Like sitting in, I was like with the military. We were watching through it. I don't know where Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish popped up, and like in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, it's coming, it's coming, and boom, Adam Cole blasted Drew McIntyre in the back, and at the end had that huge Adam Cole baby. Like that was a super cool moment. But there's like some more if I was to see it, but like I always enjoyed Aleister Black's entrance at NXT Takeover. I always enjoyed his NXT entrance. Period.
Yeah, that was probably his best entrance. They went full out when they had him at Full Sail.
Oh yeah, it was so cool. Like most of those moments, I even like I said, I enjoyed the War Games last night. Like for Cora Jade, like they really made it. That match was built around her, which was super cool to see. Just being someone that we know, when we saw her like at Rise to Honor, like Doc's first Rise to Honor. Like I want to say like she came and worked Kylie Ray as like, and she was still fairly green, like all of us. But to see where they're at now and like the belief they have in her is super cool. MSK, like it was cool seeing them on their run and then getting the Dusty Road Cup and the tag belts like at takeovers, because I mean we literally just talked to them like
Yeah.
the month before, and they like gave us all that great advice. Next thing you see them doing it, and like the trust they like NXT had in them.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. Yeah, it was I mean, as we see them changing how they sign people and them kind of go away from indies, yeah, we'll get away from maybe seeing those guys that we like just got advice from end up on TV using that advice that they gave us and stuff like that. But it's a fun run. We didn't get Regal yelling War Games this year. That's always
true.
Yeah, they're gonna miss that if that's not going forward. I always liked even when it wasn't him yelling War Games, I always enjoyed his saying of like what city the next takeover is going to be whenever they decided that. That was always a good thing. Yeah, it's just it's weird now. I mean, yeah, we were there for those changes in WWE when we were younger, but this is just a weird one to actually see happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we'll see how it goes. Wrestling lives on. All right, we're starting to wind down. Why don't we talk about what we got coming up this weekend? Let's start with Perch.
Yeah, we'll be kicking things off. We got BCW back at the Elks Lodge this weekend. Should be some family and friends and such. Should be a good time. And then down to Chicago on Sunday for Warrior Wrestling. It's going to be a daytime show on Fight TV. Should be some good action. Great matchups. Sky is going to be in action. Will Ospreay is in town. And trying to think of who else we got. Rocky Romero against Casey Navarro. I think that's a matchup that I'm really looking forward to seeing and getting to experience how Casey wrestles at Warrior Wrestling. And Rocky Romero is like, holy smokes,
Yeah.
that utility guy, he does it all right now. And he's on one right now. He's on a great
Yeah,
heater.
he's having a pretty good run, just doing whatever the hell he wants to do right now. He's been pretty damn good at it.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that, whether I'm in it or outside. if I'm not roughing it, I'll certainly try and snag a few pictures from it. But yeah, it should be a fun weekend.
Awesome. All right, Zach, why don't we talk about what we got coming up Friday?
Yes, sir. We have a chance to lose our warm, comfy jackets, I believe.
Not
Which is
doing
not
that in
bad.
December, bitch.
No, I need to stay comfortable. I need to stay warm. No one's taking my golden jacket.
God damn it. Nope. Try me in the summer.
Yeah, I'm willing to relinquish them from end of June till beginning of August.
Yep.
Even then, I don't know. My dogs are very fond of these jackets.
Yeah, I know. Weather gets crazy out here. You never know.
I have caught both Mindy and Tito curled up in the jacket this week.
Oh, so yeah, if the pups like it, then we definitely can't let them go.
So they will be mad at me and they'll be mad at you.
Fair.
Mostly mad at me though. But yeah, with that being said, if you guys don't know what we're doing Friday, we're going to be at Fourth Wall, defending our Fourth Wall tag team golden jackets. Who are we wrestling? I'm not sure. I'm assuming that there's going to be Ruff and Kurt probably crying about something, or I know Bobby's busy, so who knows?
Yeah.
Don't matter who we're wrestling. Just tell us the number of faces we have to kick off.
Definitely. Yep. And we come out with that big W and keep them jackets. And then Saturday, we too will be back at Brew City Wrestling. Been a month, I guess, since we've been there. We weren't there last month. It'll be good to be back. It'll be a rare time for all you fans to see the whole podcast at one show. It doesn't happen very often, but hey, come out to Brew City, come say hi to your favorite podcast, give us waffles. We'd be very appreciative.
Yes, sir. Don't know what we're doing at Brew City yet, but like I said, you tell us the number of faces we have in our match, and we'll tell you how many we're gonna kick off.
Yep.
All of them except the ref.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm still murdered from that last time. I'm showing up in a back brace. It's just a matter of if I'll have my referee shirt on over it or not.
You're gonna have a walker as well.
Oh, what was that?
I said, is he gonna have a walker as well?
No, just a brace.
All right. Hopefully, Gunner doesn't murder you again, or at least anybody in those matches. Beware of the handy capable.
We're parking close this time.
All right. I guess we're coming on down to the end. Zach, do you have any questions or final thoughts or questions?
Yeah. Why didn't we mention that today is the 1-year anniversary?
I was gonna mention it at the end, but we can mention it now.
Well, my bad. I fucked this up.
No problem. It's like I didn't tell you. So yes, today is the 1-year anniversary of the Take It Home podcast. I can't thank everybody enough. All the guests that have been on, all my fellow hosts. This was just something that I thought about doing during the pandemic, for us to just keep getting out content and stay being able to be in contact with you fans. And hasn't grown a lot, but still grown more than I thought. More people listen than I thought would. I appreciate everybody who comes up at a show and tells me how much they love the podcast. I appreciate everybody that says, can we come on the podcast? Of course you can. You just got to remind me. I forget things all the time. But this has been a wild ride. Like I said, thank you to everyone. I don't know if everybody else wants to say anything about that.
I mean,
yeah, it's been an absolute blast, Doc. It was an awesome idea when you had it. Really, your creation. And, you took it upon yourself to find that opportunity to give some fans an outlet to enjoy our side of the story, and give ourselves an outlet to get out our side of the story. So thank you for getting this together, as we say each week, but really mean it. Thanks for putting the pod together.
Hey, no problem, no problem.
Yeah, I guess the thing I would say is pretty much the same. Like, I know how hard it is to be consistent and all that, and like, I know when we first started, I'm not gonna lie, when we first started the podcast, I thought we were gonna do it, and then it probably turn into like every other week, and just because like with how busy wrestling gets, but I'm like happy that we've been staying consistent, doing a weekly thing as much as possible, being able to hit a year. I mean, I think, to be blunt, I didn't think we were gonna do a full year, but I'm glad we did. I'm happy that like people who we talk to like do like kind of enjoy what we have to say. I mean, it's just us kind of talking about ourselves and how much we suck, but I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, and like I said, it's gotten bigger than I thought. I don't know if I brought it up when it happened, but when they had a little blurb in the PWI, they did bring up this podcast. So this was something that helped contribute to me getting in that ranking. So I appreciate everybody's continued support. We're just going to keep trying to put out these bangers, and we got some, hopefully come up with some bigger things for year 2. Like I said, the next milestone will be episode 68 and 69. So get ready for that, because we're going all out, baby.
Woohoo!
What's that? 2.5 weeks?
Months?
That's 18 weeks.
Months?
Oh,
Yes.
I did days.
Well, actually, it was 52, so that's
2.5 months.
4 months.
Oh, I can't do math.
Yeah, another 16 weeks. But it'll be fun. Promise. Perch, any final thoughts or questions?
Yeah. Last question. Of all the champions on TV right now, who is your favorite champion? Who do you like to watch? Maybe a storyteller, maybe a story around the person, maybe the title itself, a title or a champion. Who is your favorite right now on TV?
I really enjoy FTR being the AAA tag team champions. They did retain over the weekend at Triple Mania, so that was wild. And speaking of Triple Mania, somebody that I do enjoy watching who just won the title down there, El Hijo del Vikingo, just became the AAA Mega Champion. So I am very excited to see what his run will look like. I don't know if that's cheating or not. But yeah, that's somebody that I always love to watch clips of, and always does the most insane things. So I think it'll be a very interesting run as a AAA Mega Champion. So I mean, that's somebody I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
And then of course got to be the homie Shingo over in New Japan as the world champion over there. Always enjoy a Shingo match.
Oh, nice. Zach, how about yourself?
I think I'd say this, but I do enjoy Roman Reigns as the heavyweight champion. What he's been doing lately, even the small stuff he does, like outside of wrestling, like someone called him, tried to hit him up on. I saw something on Twitter the other day. He's like, "Hey Roman, can I get a follow back?" And he put, "I don't follow back anyone. That's just what happens when you're in the main event." And like he like highlighted how many following he does. Just I enjoy him being a good heel, kind of like you tell the big difference from where he was when he first started to now. Like you can tell he's comfortable at just whatever he's doing. So I do enjoy watching him and trying to figure out like trying to understand like who's going to be the guy to get built up to take this off of him. So that's definitely what I think I would enjoy, but I do actually enjoy that one. I am excited to see Hangman's run though. Like I was a fan of how Kenny Omega was doing his thing, being the belt collector, and really enjoyed the build up for Hangman to finally dethrone him. So I'm really looking forward to see what Hangman Page. I don't know, maybe it's just guys with long blonde hair connection, but I really am excited to see Hangman Page's run.
No, I'm with you. I think it'll be exciting. AEW's really only had one face world champion so far, and that was a pretty good run with Moxley. So
Yeah, it really was.
yep. So excited to see what they do. Face runs are always hard. But I think Hangman might be able to do it. So let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. That's the thing. It's like AEW is always good about building up opponents to challenge for titles, and you can always kind of see the writing on the wall of where we're going, and they prove that predictability isn't a bad thing, because they've delivered on all of them so far, for the most part, I guess I should say.
Danielson's ripping through every member of the Dark Order.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think could rip right through Hangman too.
That's the thing. They've built up a nice already. They built up a monster for Hangman to take on. So let's see what that looks like. Winter is coming.
I would say my favorite champ of all right now would have to be 2/3 of the Death Triangle in the Lucha Brothers as the AEW Tag Team Champs. For several years now, I've looked to those guys as the best tag team standard bearers for the independent wrestling world, and now the whole world of wrestling,
Or as they would say, the universe.
the whole universe. The entire universe, and showing up at AAA as well, and just everywhere. It's cool to have champions like that representing. For them to beat the Young Bucks in Chicago in that steel cage match, to have that moment of taking the titles, just a great crowning moment for what I had thought in my mind as, these guys are the standard of tag teams, and the Young Bucks are too, for sure, and their style and them as characters are wonderful. So that's why I made it great when Penta and Phoenix beat the Young Bucks in Chicago to become the champions, and now they're carrying the flag. So I like to see their matchups and the tag team camaraderie between the two. Can't beat brothers.
Yep. It's been good. Really enjoy it. If anybody has, if nobody has anything else, I think we'll just go ahead and take it home. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, give us all a follow. Like I said, this has been 1 year. It's been a wild ride.
Happy 1 year.
Yeah, happy 1 year. We really appreciate all the love. Hopefully when putting this out, everything goes smoothly, or else I'll probably cry. So this has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.